Hello everybody, we're finally back with casting. I got to sub for a team and I got some good footage, and I think both sides learned a lot. And I think me and the team learned a lot from being able to look back at our footage and trying some new things out at the same time. So on the red team, we have Team Duel with an Elementalist, Warrior, Guardian, Ranger, and Necromancer. And on the blue team, we have Team Stacked Deck with a Thief, Guardian, Warrior, Mesmer, and another Thief. These teams are very similar, but the roles are switched around, so we'll see which one works out better in the end. Now, Team Duel has a very common team composition with 3 flat damage, a really powerful point defending Guardian, and a conditioned Necromancer as a support. While on Team Stacked Deck, we have 2 Thieves as flat damage, a Warrior as flat damage, a Guardian built as condition damage but still a bit tanky, and then a point defending Mesmer that is also built for condition damage. So while blue team is highly mobile, their roles might not be as strong as the red teams, so we'll see if they work out in team fights or not. But let's go ahead and get into the match. And we're off.
Hold on to your points.
Team splitting up to a 4-1 split, with 1 going to Waterfall and 4 going to Graveyard. Now the Thieves are splitting off to go around the cliff so that they can get a good eye of Quarry and see what the other team is doing. Now blue team notices that 3 people are going to Waterfall and they don't see anyone at Quarry, so the 2 Thieves head to Quarry to cap it, and the Mesmer backs off to get back to Graveyard to be with his team.
You've taken the graveyard.
They were unopposed to Graveyard, but there was a Necromancer at Quarry that quickly got spiked down by the 2 Thieves. But the blue team is wondering where the rest of the red team is after they captured Waterfall, but they don't see anything, so the Mesmer goes back and notices that they're attacking their base as a full front force. Now there's actually 4 of them there, that they didn't see one of them, and they busted through the gate really quickly. So the Mesmer's right behind them, see what he can do as they try to capture the Blue Lord. His team tries to talk him out of it and tells him to go capture Waterfall to get map control while they waste time getting the Blue Lord. The Mesmer finally listens and heads back to Waterfall, but it might be too late because they're already taking Blue Lord down quickly enough. But the 2 Thieves from blue team have headed off towards the Red Lord and are making their own strike to take down the Red Lord. Mesmer finally gets back to Waterfall and already notices the red team is coming back out of the blue base and is heading straight for him.
Don't follow him back there. Keep him busy.
As ordered, he's going to try to stall as long as possible to give the Thieves enough time to take down the Blue Lord without any trouble.
Trying to get us to act.
With those reflective shields, he's got good damage against all the ranged characters, but he's still having to dodge away from the Warrior and all of his crowd control. He's doing pretty well, but oh no, there he goes. He starts taking all those damage. He starts taking all the damage as he uses his clones, he becomes a bigger target.
Get behind me. Get behind me.
Okay, there's 3 at Waterfall. They're wasting time at Waterfall.
The Thieves are having trouble because the Necromancer has revived and is trying to fear the Thieves so that they gain aggro from the other NPCs around the Red Lord. But they're still able to get it down and are now getting out of the base as quickly as possible.
You lost the waterfall.
Do you want me to go to Quarry?
Get to Graveyard, guys.
We're on our way.
Now there's a big 4v2 at Graveyard, so the Mesmer tries to come help,
I'll have haste lined up.
Yeah, go to Waterfall, dude.
but is told to go back cap Waterfall.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So he puts a bit of condition damage to help out his team while they're fighting and then heads straight to Waterfall.
I can.
I'm down at Graveyard.
Oh, no, I got it. He's on invulnerable.
And with that bit of help, the blue team is able to take down 2 of the red team that they were fighting and are now wondering where the rest of the red team is. So
What's at Quarry, guys?
we don't find anyone at Waterfall, and we don't see anyone at Quarry, so someone must be reviving and on their way, but it's not in enough time, and they are able to take down the rest of the red team. the last member of the red team has joined in and is starting to take down members of the blue team as more reinforcements of the blue team is coming in. But it is too late, and they begin funneling like a train, just letting themselves get killed by the red team.
Am I going quarry or?
So the Mesmer sees a down teammate that's not quite dead, so he quickly revives him and is just able to revive him before the other team gets there, and they begin to run backwards. Now the Mesmer is getting heavy fire. He still has his portal. He should have tried to use it to kite them away from battle, or to keep them near the graveyard where his team was, and then use the portal to get out of there quickly.
Go cross.
Instead, he kites them back and is now in a 2v1, which he is not in favor of because most of his cooldowns are already gone. Oh, but he's able to quickly dodge out of a lot of damage and tries to hang on as long as possible.
Go on down.
Alright, I'm on him, bro.
But no, it's still gonna take him down.
He's gonna get me.
But this is where the Mesmer shines. He's been distracting 3 people and
Yeah,
is still not dead.
damage.
Fucking
The red team's kind of confused. I don't know why they are.
Still on point. No.
This is just like a thief to be able to last forever while in a down state. And this poor elementalist just cannot catch a break. Nope.
I'm going waterfall.
And it's actually the timer that takes out the Mesmer before the elementalist actually gets a chance to.
Yeah, they did.
But either way, she still won.
Down again.
But the Mesmer did a good job in delaying all these forces for his team to keep working on map control.
You lost the waterfall.
But the 2 other people that had left earlier were able to take over Graveyard, and they're still fighting for it right now.
Capping waterfall.
But the thief has come back towards Waterfall and took down the elementals really quickly and recapped it for the Mesmer to guard.
The
I
graveyard.
just had to watch you die because I wouldn't have been able
What
to
the
do
fuck
anything.
just happened?
Just hold this one boot.
But since they are fighting Graveyard, he should be able to help out, so he lays down a portal for backup and goes to help out the thief taking on the warrior.
Graveyard.
Alright, so quarry is probably the easier one.
And with that bit of condition damage, that warrior's quickly bursted down. Holy cow.
It's just the one neck.
But now they gotta worry about the rangers.
Lost the quarry.
The ranger pops quickness and delivers a fury of blows onto the Mesmer. The Mesmer tries to pop his bubble so that he can reflect most of the damage,
Grab the graveyard. It's empty.
but even after it breaks, the swiftness is still going, and he tries to switch to his pistol to get another stun out or something,
Left. They're going,
but he still ends up getting chased down and finished off.
Okay, you hold
What he
this
should have
one.
done was after he realized the frenzy was still going, or even if he had known the frenzy would last that long, he should have immediately popped Moa to get rid of all of that damage, and he probably would have won that fight.
You lost or immobilized.
It's always a good safety net for Mesmers to have that Moa, and to know when to use it properly.
How long?
Now there's a 3v4 for Graveyard right now in the favor of the red team, but they did leave their Elementalist at Waterfall to protect against the Mesmer.
For like 18
They
seconds.
get it for a really long time. You've captured
But
the
even though the
quarry.
numbers are in their favor, the blue team is doing a good job at reviving their teammates and keeping them in the battle for Graveyard. And they start taking the red team down and evening the odds.
Never mind. Then everyone's just coming back out.
Stomping.
I didn't get rallied. Bullshit.
Because you have to hit him.
I did before.
But with the map control, the points rally up and the match finishes before anything is really decided for that battle. This was a good match for both teams. Team Stack Deck did really well in getting information to their team so that they could react properly to the strategies that Team Duel had. Team Duel had a strong strategy of sending 4 people to Waterfall and then quickly burst through the gates to take down the Lord as fast as possible. And with their team comp,
I told you, you just gotta
they
find
had a
NPCs
lot of
and
consistent
time to
flat damage, but not enough burst. But they had a tank, so they were able to do it with 4 people. It just was not very quick and gave a lot of time for Team Stack Deck to gain map control and retort with their own strategy of having 2 thieves go in and spike down the Blue Lord. Now, the Necromancer that had died at Quarry did a good job in trying to fight the 2 thieves at the Blue Lord. The 2 thieves were able to go in between the NPCs and not gain aggro and get straight to the Red Lord. That way, they can easily spike him down with their huge burst damage and not have to worry about taking as much damage themselves. So the Necromancer came in and said, no, you're going to aggro these guys whether you like it or not. I'm going to fear you and get you in the line of sight of all these NPCs. So what the thieves did to react to that is that they did not pop their quickness to spike down the Blue Lord because they knew they were going to go down. So what they did was use their elite skills to take down the NPCs to a sliver of health. That way they could keep focusing on spiking down the Blue Lord as fast as possible and not have to worry about their health so much, because as they went down, they would kill one of the NPCs to revive themselves and then keep working on the Red Lord. Then, once they finished the Red Lord, they both popped their quickness and quickly took down the Necromancer and then got out of there. So there was a lot of strategy revising between both teams. It was just that Team Stack Deck kept replying with the correct answer to the problems that they faced. And that just gave them a huge boost in the beginning that Team Duel could not come back from. The other problem is that Team Duel did not realize how desperate they were for map control after the beginning of the match. After the beginning of the match, the blue team basically had the entire map to themselves. What you need to realize is that is a time of desperation for you. That is a time to react with strong force where you cannot lose. What Team Duel did after they had all died is try to split their forces and take 2 nodes at the same time. Now, the red team was split up 2-2-1, but the thieves were so mobile they were able to help out Graveyard or Quarry at the same time. And then if they sent forces to the Mesmer would last as long as he could, and so they wouldn't capture the point, and then allow time for the forces that were sent to Graveyard to be defeated, and the blue team could come in and defeat the rest of the red team and recapture the node again. What Team Duel needed to do was send all 5 people to one node, especially if they knew one node that was only protected by one person. The best thing they could hope for is that they take down the node, defeat the Mesmer, and have a full force of 5 to try to work on Graveyard. Because what you do is you take back that node, you put yourself back in the game, and then you have a numbers advantage for the next fight that you're about to have. That's really strong coming from a point where you had nothing. And so what you can do is either have all 5 continue forth towards Graveyard and have a big fight there, or leave your point defender on that node to start protecting and have a 4v4 battle for Graveyard. Now that's not recommended at all. You should probably have all 5 because you are desperate, you need that map control, and you need to win because you're already so far behind from that opening devastation. But if you're in a situation where you're in a team of 5 and you take a point that has 2 people on it and you defeat both of those people, you might decide to leave your point defender there and go after Graveyard as a 4v3, but it's still optional to continue forth with your point defender and have a 5v3 just to make sure the fight is easy and quick. Only when you have map control is when you can start splitting your forces. After you have 2 nodes and have majority control, you can send your point defender back because they had a Guardian. He could defend against 3 people forever. He's fine. And then you'll have 4 people. You'll have 4 people to continuously roam the map and continue gaining map control. It would have worked really well for them and possibly put them back in the driver's seat of the game. But they never did, and it just ended up not going in their favor. And they were never able to come back from their first offensive strike. But I hope both teams learned a lot from this match, and I hope you did too. If you liked the video, feel free to click the like and subscribe buttons below, and I'll see you next time.